Hare Krishna. So Krishna is speaking so much about He is the one who creates, He is the one who is maintaining, He is the one who is annihilating. So now there might be a question. So does Krishna also get some karmic reactions because he's doing some karma, he's doing some activities? So does he also get some reactions to the same? So Krishna answers this question in shloka number 9. So let's see that now. न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीनवदासीनं asaktam teshu karmasu. So here Krishna is saying, Tani karmani, O Dhananjaya, O conqueror of wealth, Tani karmani, all this work that I have described, Nachamam nibadnanti, cannot bind me. And then he says that asaktam teshu karmasu, I am ever detached from all these material activities. So what are you doing then? Udasinavad asinam, I am seated as though neutral. So Krishna is saying that no work can bind me. I am just neutral when it comes to these material activities. A very nice shloka which is an eye-opener to understand the role of the Lord. Because many times now people put allegations on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He did that, he did this. I am suffering because of him. All these different allegations are put on the Lord. But the ones who read Bhagavad Gita, it's very clear, very clear that how Lord is a neutral personality when it comes to our material activities. So let's see this in detail now. One should not think in this connection that Supreme Personality of Godhead has no engagement. In his spiritual world, he is always engaged. He is always involved in his eternal blissful spiritual activities. But he has nothing to do with these material activities. Now he has done all the creation, other things is done, and when the material activities are happening, so Lord does not have any role as such. So does that mean he has no activity? No, he is fully busy, completely busy, 24/7. Where? In the spiritual world, in Goloka Vrindavan. He is busy playing with his Gopa friends. He is busy dancing with his Gopi friends. He is busy giving pleasure to Nanda Maharaj and Jashoda and all the elderly Gopas and Gopis. He is busy tending the cows. He is busy milking the cows. And also he is busy stealing the butter also. So Krishna is busy doing all these things, playing his flute, dancing, running around, doing all his wonderful, blissful, spiritual activities. And they are called as Leela or pastimes. So I always say this, that what Lord does is called as pastimes, and what we do is only time pass. In the material, what are we doing? We're just doing time pass and nothing else. But Lord is busy doing pastimes in the spiritual world. Material activity. Okay, so if Lord is not taking care of these material activities, then who are actually doing it? Material activities are being carried out by his different potencies. The Lord is always neutral in the material activities, in material activities of the created world. This neutrality, the word that is used is udasinavat. Although he has control over every minute detail of the material activities, he is sitting as if neutral. So this entire material creation is happening, is maintained, is destroyed, and various details of this material universe is actually taken care by whom? By the energy of the Lord. Spiritual energy, material energy. So that's taking care of everything. So Lord need not personally come and do various things. But still, one important point is Lord has complete control over each and everything that is happening in this world. And that he makes sure that control is there through his energies. So this point is very important to understand again. We have discussed this before also. Again, I would like to highlight that how everything in this world is under control of Krishna. We might miss out our control on things which are happening in our life, but nothing can happen in this world without the notice of Lord Sri Krishna. That's how inconceivable control Lord has on this entire creation. Now you can imagine, he is there here also, at the same time he is doing his wonderful pastimes in the spiritual world, in Goloka Vrindavan also. The example, now there is a nice example that is given here. The example can be given of a high court judge. Now this High Court judge, or any judge for that matter, so he gives various punishments to some people, saying death sentence for someone, hang till death, or he puts someone in the prison for entire lifetime, and for some people he's giving remuneration, or he's giving what do we call it as, he's giving huge amount of wealth as an award to a victim. So like this, judge is doing various activities, but then is he really affected by the loss and profit that is happening here? He's neutral, completely neutral when it comes to all these activities that is or happening, all these activities which are happening in the court. So similarly, Lord is like a judge. He obviously gives judgment, but then he's neutral. He's completely neutral. And so here it is said, he is not situated in the dualities of this material world. He is transcendental to these dualities, nor is he attached to the creation and annihilation of this material world. The living entities take their different forms in various species of life according to their past deeds, and the Lord does not interfere with them. So whatever is happening in our life, who is doing that? Here is the answer. That various species of life according to their past deeds. So that is our past deeds, our own karma, which we are either suffering or enjoying. So this point has to be very, very clear. When it comes to Lord, He's neutral. He's just given us the place. He has created the place. He has given us the place for doing whatever sense gratification, the nonsense that we want to do. But He remains neutral after giving the free will. Because see, if He controls us, our activities also, then what does that mean? So there is no question of independence then. So Lord has given us independence. He has given us the free will. And we are the ones who are choosing what to do and what not to do. Obviously, Lord as within, Paramatma or Chaitya Guru, He also speaks, He gives us direction. He manifests outside as the spiritual master. So He's directing, He's giving instruction from within and without, but the living entity, that is we, should have that intelligence, some substance, some brain substance to understand what the person is saying. And we should have the determination to follow the instruction that is given by the spiritual master, who is Krishna Himself without and Chaitya Guru or Paramatma within. So this is a very nice point to understand. Lord is always there as an eternal well-wishing friend for all of us. And He keeps giving us instruction, do this, do that. And Bhagavad Gita is what? It's a set of instructions given by Krishna. Anyone who follows that will enrich the life, will progress very nicely in Krishna consciousness. Not just Krishna consciousness, even in material life the person will progress very nicely and attain eternal satisfaction. So in this way we understand that Lord does not interfere with the activities of the living entities. Obviously He gives instruction, but it's up to the living entity to follow or not. So whatever the living entity is going through, who is responsible? The living entity himself is responsible. Lord tried his best to tell him, don't do this, you'll suffer. But the living entity is like, no, I want to try. Like a child. The child is trying to go and touch the fire. And father is like, don't do that, you'll burn your hand. And the child is crying, no, I want to touch. And father is like, okay, go touch, I'll see what will happen. He'll go and touch and the hand burns, he suffers. But when he's suffering, still father is the one who takes care of the child also. So even now when we're suffering in this world, who is taking care of us? Who is giving us the strength to withstand the situations which we are going through? Who is the one who gives us inspiration and encouragement to continue whatever activities we are doing, even after so much of suffering? And who is the one who actually helps us to sustain, be there in the world by forgetting all those sufferings? So see, if there's so many things that has happened in our life, in the past life, but we don't remember all that. Who is giving that forgetfulness? It's all Krishna. He is the one who is doing that so that we can live in this world and fulfill our desires that we have. Obviously nasty desires that we have. So fulfill those desires and try to realize that there is no use of doing any sense gratification in this world. The only thing that we have to do is chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Intensely practice devotional service. Intensely hanker to attain Krishna this very lifetime and go back home back to Godhead, breaking the cycle of birth and death this very lifetime. No more taking chance, no more entering another body, no more celebrating happy birthday to you. Yes. So this point is a point that is a point of meditation that every single sadhaka can do every single day. We can meditate on this topic every single day. Am I intense in my devotional service? Do I have intense hankering to attain Krishna this very lifetime? Am I really interested to break the cycle of birth and death and go back home, back to Godhead, to Krishna? Am I really determined that I am not supposed to take another birth in this material world? And if the answer is no, then it's high time. We have to get that conviction. If the answer is yes, then we have to nourish that by chanting, reading, hearing, association of fired up devotees. So in this way, Krishna has made it very clear, no work can bind me. Now after having said this, now Krishna is talking about that how this entire creation is maintained, is created, is maintained and annihilated. So let's see that in the next video. Hare Krishna.